Iyanuloluwa. I hope you have a good day, and I hope you're having a great day, whichever it is. I really hope the best for you. Well, actually, I'm wondering, when did you get on to talk up? Well, it's actually a body um, for me, actually, and I feel that we should get the world to know about what's happening from God's own light, which will lead to the theme of this whole series, which is "It is what it is." Like, what's this guy saying? It is what it is. Well, that's because we're talking about the scripture. The truth from the scripture is what it is. And then this is the maiden edition. Now we're talking about parenthood, whatever you call it. But it came from this whole Christian saga, this whole thing that happened. And many of you will blame the teachers, blame the school, blame everything that's happening. But I feel that if parenting is properly done, some things will necessarily not happen, which is why parenting is actually the first talk we have. Well, talking about looking at Proverbs 22 verse 6, it talks about train up your child in the way he should go, and when he grows, he will not depart from it. Now, this scripture was a scripture that came to light when I was thinking of this whole saga, and I'm like, what is this? How can I use this scripture to tackle or talk about this whole parenting issue? And then it occurred to me, it came to my light that there's actually, okay, 1 plus 1 will always give you 2 in mathematics. And I also feel in parenting we should do that also. For instance, a parent should be the first one plus train, the second one is the child, equal to 2. Now, the equal to sign is what in mathematics we call it proportionality, the sign of equation, equating. So, which means 1 plus 1 will always equal to 2. And then I came to think about it in parenting. Why is it that people turn out badly even when they seem to be trained well? Because we have cases that people were trained well, but somehow they still turned out badly. So what really happened, what happened, is because they didn't take it through the equation sign of God. And until your parenting passes through the God factor, the God system, there is no way that child, or it's possible, I'm not going to say there's no way, because we have people that may not necessarily know God and still turn out well to the society in code. But then there is no way a child will be biblically correct or on par by equating, by getting the 2 number. That's why the God factor is first and foremost the most important factor. Then it brings to the second factor, which is training up your child. Now, the Bible was very specific on a child, not training your children, not training all of your children, rather. Say, train up a child. That's what the Bible means, train up a child. So, which means talking about one person in the way he should go, which means there's a specific way for every child to go. Which means that if you train a child in another person's light, then even if you pass it through the God situation, although God can still make things happen in the long run, there's a tendency that child will not get to the desired goal. For instance, if a child is meant to be a footballer, and then you are training this child in a way to learn musical instruments, hello, how do you think that child will end up? Just think about it. The child will end up being a frustrated being, and nothing will interest him. So when you say, please, let's go to church, he's not even interested because he's not doing what he would normally want to do. And so how then do you then know exactly how to train the child? Me, the owner of the child, Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 4 says very clearly that before I formed thee, I knew thee. So if there was a system of knowing by God, we should follow that. So just go back to him and say, Lord, you are the one that gave me this child. What should be the training process of the child? Which is what parents don't do. I heard a story of this friend of mine. He told his mom, I have a baby. And then his mom said, what's the name? Now, 3 years before that time, his mom had already received the name of his baby from God. I mean, sometimes is that accurate? You can ask God for literally anything concerning your child because He has given you care of that child to know exactly how to train him or her. Now, so she came to meet him, and the woman was not surprised. So the woman just asked him, "What's the name?" And she said, "Hallelujah." First, he joked around and said, "How would a child's name be Hallelujah?" But then she already knew that his babe was going to be Hallelujah because the owner of that child, who formed that child, had given her a template for that child. So basically, that's all it's about. So train up your child. So there's a way for every child to go. Don't try to think of training your firstborn the way you train your lastborn. Every single person has his or her own manual, and you should be able to get that directly from God. I'm trying to make the video not too long. So I will cut here, I'll stop here, and bring somebody on set that will expatiate elaborately or more more expatiatively, if there's anything like that, what I've just said. Yeah, so very soon. So you have with me here a very good friend of mine. I don't want to use the word mentor or mentee, I don't do that much, but she's a very good friend of mine. My very own successor. That let's see about this life, this world. So she introduce herself now, and before we go into what the topic is talking about. Yeah. You have to say it.
Okay, I am Iyanuloluwa Esther.
Okay, that's her name. Yeah, that's her name. All right. So we're talking about parenting, and we took our cue from Proverbs 22 that talks about train up your child in the way you should go. So how does this whole thing? What does it mean to you, parenting? And I know well, I'm not parents, anyways, but at least we know the Bible is the oldest parent. So really, what does it mean to you? How?
Well, parenting is nurturing a child, like you said, in the way he or she should go from childhood to adulthood. So there are different phases to parenting. There's childhood, there's teenagehood, then adulthood is when the child can say, okay, now I can be
Some insights from Adua. All right. I was saying earlier before you joined the show that the Bible was very specific on how to train a child, which means that there is a way to train each child, and I made a constant fact of God. What does that? How does that make any sense to you?
Yes, absolutely. God is the pivotal part of every human's life. He should be the first in anything we are doing. And like you said, there's a typical way you train each child. Not that you train all the children the same way. Even if God gives you 15 children, each child has his or her own way of parenting. For example, there are children that once you speak with them, they listen, no stress. There are some children that until you pick up your cane and flog them to stupor before they yield to your instruction. So if you are beating a child who is meant to be spoken to, then you are doing it the wrong way. That is another aspect of parenting. Then the God factor is the main template. You need to lay all your parenting techniques on because it is He who gave you the child, who created the child, who will tell you the way he or she should go.
So there are parenting techniques. We'll go into that. We'll go into that anyways. All right. Now you said something as we were talking, and that was basically about you made a child and you speak to this child, right? That is, you can't apply the same force on each child. For instance, and it needs to be sure when people that say something like, "He was never beaten in his life." I mean, what? I mean, you turned out to be like this. Me, they owned me on both times. Sorry to my parents. But I was humble. I was literally dealt with. So, but yet this is a man that turned out really fine. I was never beaten. So, I mean, how do you know? Because me, I don't want to beat my children. I really hope I don't beat them. But in their goals, they will jump belts. And so, how then do you know when to strike the balance? Because I don't think our parents, my own parents knew. If you do anyhow, you stay anyhow. So, really, how could you do that? How could you balance these things? How could you show that?
Yeah, you see, when it comes to beating a child, most of us get it wrong. In the sense that some of us choose not to beat our children because of the way we were beaten while we were small. But there are some children that needs to be beaten. Now, beating is also different from beating.
Oh, there's wire beating.
There are people
There's
that
stabilizer
beat
throwing.
exactly that beat their children as if they are not living beings. Like they don't have blood running through their veins. To me, that is torture, not beating. Even the scripture says, spare the rod and spoil the child. The Bible is a complete, I don't know how to put it.
Manual for life.
Exactly. There's nothing new is on earth. Even the Bible says it. Because everything you want, everything you need, you get it from God. Now there are some children that you don't have to spare the rod for them. How do you know this set of children? Firstly, it's through their behaviors. Now, beating your children doesn't mean treating them like animals. Even we know that animals need to be cared for. Not to now talk of your own child who you bore by yourself.
9 months.
Like most of our parents have beaten us to the extent that you just want to pick up your bag and then look.
This is not my
I don't
girlfriend.
want to see this for the rest
This
of my life.
this person. I mean, there was one time
Now,
like that. Sorry, there was one time like that. My dad he finished beating me, and I said no, this man couldn't have given back to. I said I can't do this again. I went to meet my mom. I'm like, who's my real dad? She was like, where did this? Well, the beating was too much. So actually, I can go.
so that's just how it is. Now, okay, let me share a personal experience too. I'm from a family of five, four brothers and the only girl.
No, what try?
When my mom started training me, my brothers would come and say, "Oh no, you're spoiling the child. This is not the way you raised us." Because I've had stories like this woman is an iron lady. You dare not try not like you were hung on the block like they were tied to the bed. You know stuff like that.
How did they learn these things?
It's just that our parents just see us as animals. Like if I don't kill this child, you have safe. But when I came into the picture, my mom will literally beat me with plywood. Now I was seeing it as the highest level of torture. My brothers were seeing it as you have not tasted nothing. Even though both technique is wrong. Beating your child doesn't mean that yes, you beat the child and the child will know that yes, I am beating you. Beating your child is just making that child know like there's an aspect of beating too. Know that I can't beat you. Know that I just choose not to beat you. Know there are days where you just stop, you don't beat. But when it gets to an extent, you let them know that okay, there's an aspect
Well,
of
reach that point
beating.
now.
Exactly. So the child will always know that okay, if I reach my maximum limit, there's possibility of being beaten. But when everything you do is beat and beat and beat your children, you create fear in them. And most of the children start having low self-esteem.
And then
Because
it can even get to a point whereby you just reach it. It's not beating.
exactly, Yoruba will say error here.
Please,
Some children have gotten to the
can you translate what the real? I don't know.
like
I'm trying to have people on.
someone used to beating. Like
Okay.
this ones, they have a bulletproof body of beating. Because they have gotten to a level that you should just beat me. There's no new way you want to beat me. I don't care. I'll do what I want to do. You see them, they raise their hand. Continue.
It's not 12. You touch me, I will jump.
Exactly. So balancing it is still with the help of the Holy Spirit. If you are spiritually inclined, the Bible says the Holy Spirit will teach you all things. All. Even to the infinitesimal things you think doesn't matter.
If it test man.
Teach you all things, even in the way you flog your children. He will tell you, okay, this one, just give me one knock. This one, lying down flat, give him 12 stroke. Okay. This one, sit him down and speak to us. We'll see our parents, like my mom, they'll wake you up in the middle of the night just to speak with you.
2 a.m.
Now, there's a reason why they're doing it because at that time they believe that your brain will have settled down. Then you'll be able to hear what they're saying. Now, it might look weird or normal, but there are times that those things, like the things my mom has told me in the middle of the night, works better than when she speaks to me during the day. So it's still with the help of the Holy Spirit. It will teach you all things in the way you even parent your children. Either you spare the rod or you use the rod.
Nuggets from. Alright, I don't want us to spend too much time because it's meeting and also I want to ask a final question really, which is this. Do you now think with everything we have said so far, do you think that our parents did a good job? Because if they did a good job, which means you could follow their template. Because because when God created the earth, the Bible says he looked at everything he had done and he said it was good. So really, can we say categorically that our parents have done a good job? And also look at it from this angle. We thought that's fine. Even with the throw, I mean, like my father threw stabilizer. He did throw the stabilizer. But yeah, I'm here. With the hope that I don't do that to my child. God, I don't want to do it to my child. So do you really think our parents did a good job?
Well, if I'm going to rate it, I'll say it's on the 50-50 level.
Mm.
In the sense that most times tough love helps us most. I'll say it is because of the kind of
Tough love.
yes, there's tough love. There are times when you are the least, and there are times when you are the lamb. When your children sees you as wow, he's the best friend I can ever have in the world. And the time you turn out to be the disciplinary person, like
God was the lion and the lamb.
exactly. On judgment day, you won't see the Jesus that is
Father,
sleep on his bosom in the morning and say, Father, I'm waking up this morning. You see the judge. Like you don't have sense. So you can't hellfire. You know those kind of things. So that's how a parent too should be to the children. But 95% of our parents got it wrong.
Whoa.
Because most of their love was always tough. And the reason why we turned out well for some of us, me personally, is because of the light of Christ. If I want
which boils down to the fact that God is still the most important factor.
exactly, if I want to base living on the way I grew up, my background, the way my parents, man,
Would have got that.
But
my God.
The Father helped me to come into His light earlier in life, even during this tough love of a thing. So I just found it as I'm not doing this for my parents, I'm doing this for God. So if you base it on the way I was parented, I will have not even turned out fine. Because how will my mom remove
Honesty
from amala and throw it at you? To you'll be like, well,
very good.
so this and most times it's something you didn't do. There are times that you didn't do it, maybe they're just paranoid or something. Hey, this girl, boys are following her, and they start to use iron and like, I'm never okay, let me now start now. Let me see what you do. So most times it still boils down to God because most children turning out fine, trace it. It's either because they found the light of God or they had close contact with other people or they see other people's kind of parenting or lifestyle that made them come out well, okay, I want to be like this person too.
Which is like God.
Exactly.
See the pattern.
So they got it wrong. But we can't still deny the fact that some of their teachings have brought us this far.
I mean, I've heard a lot from my very own, that is no success. My very own, he's my mentor now because at this point, I did. All right, thank you very much. I think we've come to the end of this session. All right, so yes, I think we said something really meaningful to you, and we definitely have not touched a lot of things in this one. And first of all, we're not even parents, so I mean, we are not your best guide, but we use the scriptures, which is the best kind of guide. Even Paul was not married yet. He spoke about marriage. Where he talked about for you to be a bishop, you have to have a home first. What I mean, because the Bible is our greatest form of guide, and we hope to, with this episode, we can start a series of God's connection with you and know the love He has for you. I want you to be great. Like she said, the person was talking, she said something about the God factor being the factor. If I didn't find God, I can't. Maybe another should have just some of my escapades. But thank you very much. In all these things I've said, if you don't like and share this video
And subscribe.
and so, the judgment part of the gods we are just talking about will follow you. Anyway, that's another topic. Like, share, subscribe, and of course, put on the notification bell. Thank you very much. We love you. See you next time. Thank you.
It is what it is. It is what it is.